actually started when I was young teenager. When I started to read books about yoga, when I was 17, 18, I already started meditating. It was quite unusual at that time, so many years back. And through all these studies, and I also went to different retreats. And once I was pulled to do one retreat with one shaman that came from Brazil, but he was teaching us only about how to manage energies without anything. So before actually I enter into a realm of medicine plants, I had quite a lot of knowledge already from yoga, from energies. I did quite a lot of studies already. I also trained international certified craniosacral therapist, and touch for health instructor, and yoga. I did 15 years studying with first lineage holder Swami Ananda Kapila.
Okay.
So before I entered, I was very good, already prepared for everything.
I understand.
Yeah. And then once he eventually brought also the power medicine, and we, his students, we tried this, and my experience was really extraordinary. Really. Already the first one. I saw people around me all vomiting and having diarrhea, and me laughing and having good time, and I said, yes, that's it. And this was my first experience. Since then, I started to search where to learn more, how to first help myself through power plants, and then how to help also others.
You had a retreat, right? You had, or you still have, in Brazil, or you worked there? How, I don't
The retreat center.
The retreat center,
yeah,
right?
The retreat center. Yeah.
Because for me, my experience with, first was magic mushrooms. It really helped me with my anxiety and depression, right? So that was like 12, 13 years ago, maybe something like that. Let's say 10. But I always, when people ask me about this experience, like, I always explain them that I was really scared of it, like, of unknown, like, so I studied a lot, I read a lot of books, I saw a lot of videos to try to capture understanding how it's gonna be. It was nothing like that when I read it. It was really different, but however, because I did like 3 days in a row, magic mushrooms, and like, and one session, let's say a session, was about 6-7 hours. It was nothing special. It was not a lot of visuals, nothing like that. However, like 3 days later, I realized that my anxiety and any negative thoughts were completely gone. And I was like 33 when I was like realized, oh, this is like how normal people feel, huh? Like literally, I woke up on Monday. That was like 3 days later, and I'm like, something is missing in my life, and I didn't understand until afternoon that I don't have anxiety anymore, because I was already in that preparing flight, fighting mode every morning, just to start the day with that, like, why is this here, right? So that was like I'm like, oh, here is something, right? And then I wrote to university, Hopkins University, and they asked me to write more, but then I decided, like, nah, I didn't write them more, but they were like, oh yeah, you're on the right track, kind of. And DMT for me was amazing experience. So ayahuasca, because DMT, for you know that, and for people that don't know it, DMT is part of ayahuasca process, and DMT experience is 7 to 10 minutes, where ayahuasca is longer, right? It's several hours, right?
Yeah.
It's 7, 8.
Usually, yes,
Usually.
several hours.
So could you just explain us like a little bit the process when you drink it, maybe how it starts? Because as per my knowledge, ayahuasca it's much more gentle when it comes to start, right? So it's more, is that correct? Like it's more gentle, brings you.
Depends.
It depends. Okay, okay.
Yeah, very much depends.
Okay.
I have techniques.
Okay.
I develop different techniques
Okay.
that person can enter into broader space of consciousness,
Okay.
like smoothly.
Okay.
This is with breathing. I combine all my knowledge that I have, and with breathing techniques, you can enter smoothly, because how I perceive, you need to give the mind something to work on, because the mind is the biggest enemy of our soul, of our spirit. And if mind gets stuck and doesn't allow, then experience can be very hard. Because it's like a big concrete on your path, you know, and you need to know how to overcome. So in my sessions, I usually invite people, or through breathing, we have a special session with breathing, or without breathing. But I also invite people to sing mantras, and with mantras it's also easier to go deeper, to or wider, or broader. Yeah. But otherwise, you know, ayahuasca can be very tough.
Oh yeah.
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 Especially if not prepared, cooked in the right way.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes it's mixed with different substances that people have some visions, some colors and something, but it's not about this. It's about getting to know yourself better.
Right people, right shamans, people with a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Because also on our website, always say like you need to really educate yourself what you're doing with psychedelics, plant-based medicine, and who you're working with. You really need to know, because like it became so mainstream that people go like, oh, they do one ayahuasca, and they're like, oh, we'll buy some vines, we'll go to Europe, back to Europe or back to USA, and we are now shamans and we're gonna do that.
Exactly.
And what can happen is like basically you go there and you try to help yourself understand yourself better and overcome whatever your obstacle is. But what happens is you get even more in deep shit, let's say like that. Like it can get worse. Your mental state can get really bad. So everybody needs to really like understand what they're doing, who they're doing with, right? So that's big one. I'm telling everybody always like, no, be comfortable first, like.
That's why I usually suggest that people go with somebody who already experienced some really deep healing with it. I say many times, it's not everything what shines gold, or I don't know how it is in English, and not everything what shines is gold.
Yeah.
Also, so-called shamans that are important to Europe or whatever part of the world, they might not have experiences. They might be good in their environment.
Place,
Yeah, because they understand their mindset. But when they come to, for example, to Europe, they don't understand what's going on in heads of Westerners.
What is the mentality of the Westerners?
Exactly. How to help Westerners. And so they cannot orient. For me, for example, after I conduct such a session, for me it's very important also the part that comes after, that is called integration.
Integration is that.
Yeah. So the person can connect pieces of knowledge that was given to them, was taught to them during the session. But especially this second part cannot be performed with somebody from one tribe, because has no clue what is going on. For example, it's not a very good story, but anyway, it shows how they are in some way misled in these tribes. I was there, and two women didn't like me very much, what I'm doing there, and the younger one one day started to shout me that I exploit them, that I just take whatever they have and bring there, and I have very easy time here in Europe, and I just earn money, and but she, and I just couldn't understand that my working hours are from 7 in the morning until 10 in the evening, from Monday to Sunday, and they were hanging around with friends, smoking marijuana, having a good time, sleeping, eating, doing nothing. And who actually exploits who?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and with this mindset, coming to Europe and telling people what to do, no go.
Like I said, you have to be really careful about that, like
Yeah.
who you're working with, because also, like, example, while I was living in Vietnam, somebody offered me like, oh Matt, we know you want to go ayahuasca. Here's a 23-year-old Polish woman from, she just came from Brazil. And I'm like, what? Yeah, and it's like really cheap. And I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to Peru, right? Like, and I'm like, oh really? Why not? It's like, why? Because if she's 23, well, I know that you need at least 6 years to become a shaman for ayahuasca. I think by my research is 6 years and I think you have to have. I mean, we're talking about the real shamans, like the ones that also Western goes, the Brazilian or from South Africa goes. Like I'm talking about here once. I forgot his name at this moment, but it's a process where you can connect with if you have a talent, you were born with that. Let's say like that. Is that your mission in life? And you can't help, like people think, oh, I'm gonna do one DMT, I'm gonna do one ayahuasca or one magic mushroom and my life will be, no, that's like just a start, that's like a start, like that's like showing you what your focus has to be in your life, and then the work starts, because everything like, I'm gonna do this and then like my life will be perfect. No, it's gonna show you on the in the right way. Because why plant medicine done right way is because it shows you at the right, in the right way what you have to do with your life or what your focus. And done it right way, it gives you exactly information that you can handle it.
Amount.
The level of, doesn't give you the experience that you can't process. Your mind is not ready, right? And I was like, no, thanks, I'm good. Like, I don't want to go there, right? So, really people need to, it's really powerful way to understand yourself, but you need to really prepare yourself for that.
Prepare yourself, and then also integration after.
Like you said before, intention at the beginning, why you are here, what kind of answers you're searching, and then this part at the end is also same as, because maybe you don't understand right away, right, and helps you
to understand. Also, people like to go to Peru, or usually to Peru, but also to Brazil, to have these experiences with power plants. But also there, you need to be very careful. It's the same, like, for example, going to India to study with one yoga master. Not everyone who declares him or herself as yoga master is yoga master, and there are a lot of people that are selling, and the same is over there. For me, the process of learning was about 15 years that I started to conduct. But beside this, I studied a lot of psychology, Western psychology, and other approaches, how to help person to heal him or herself, because I don't call myself as being a healer. Because if I call myself as healer, that means that I'm a god. So I will touch punk and you will be healthy. But my mission, my mission here, my purpose here is to teach you how to
heal yourself.
Yes. To heal yourself. And there are different ways how to get to know yourself. I'm conducting, for example, now already for almost 20 years program, it's 2 years program, Become the Master of Health. And this is own health first. But after 2 years, you already have knowledge how to help others, that they can heal themselves. So we become independent of the system. We know what energy we miss, or we have overflow of this energy, and we know to harmonize this energy. So it's completely without any plant medicine, and it's only with knowledge of energies.
Yes, I like that.
So many ways go to Rome, or how is this?
Yeah.